The U.S. Department of Transportation says school buses are the safest way for students to get to and from school, saying kids are 50% less likely to die in a wreck than if they ride with a friend or even a parent.
Still, many believe they can be even safer, and that's why the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is now endorsing seatbelts on school buses. This is for the first time ever. Paul Nelson shows us how much that could cost in Washoe County and just how safe are the buses.
Every afternoon, big yellow buses line up at Pine Middle School to take students home. But drivers are the only ones required to wear seatbelts. Some expect that in a few years, kids will too, especially now that the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is pushing for it.
And we're not surprised by it. To be honest, it's probably a discussion that needed to come to kind of some final resolution.
The Washoe County School District has more than 330 buses that carry about 20,000 students per day. Martin says every year their buses are involved in about 40 to 50 minor traffic accidents, but they've never had a major incident.
There have been minor issues, and there have been no fatalities, no major injuries, maybe some bumps and bruises.
Martin says seatbelts would improve safety even more, but the cost is the biggest challenge.
We would lose seating capacity, so we'd have to bring in more buses and more allocations to run those buses.
A typical bus like this has about 84 seats, and it would cost $10,000 just for the seat belts, and that doesn't even include the cost for infrastructure and retrofitting.
Our last estimate, which was just about a year ago, be about $12 million to retrofit and then also expand the fleet.
This bus has 4 seat belts designed for preschool and special needs students. Martin says they're just one example of newer safety features. Higher seat backs with thicker foam are designed to prevent head and neck injuries.
So if you can see, you can press it in pretty tightly, and there's a lot of give on that.
Solid steel frames and metal sheeting help the bus withstand collisions better than cars. And the seats are positioned to keep kids from taking a direct impact during a collision.
The seating starts about here. A car or a truck were to come in and hit the bus, they're hitting it lower than where the students are seated.
Drivers and students also have training sessions, all to make the ride to school and back that much safer. Covering School Watch, Paul Nelson, Channel 2 News.
Now, one concern about mandatory seatbelts is that kids could potentially be stuck upside down after a rollover. Martin says any seatbelt requirement would likely come from local or state lawmakers.